So now we want to solve for x in this equation, 3x plus 3 times the quantity, 4x plus 4 equals 42. I think we should start here by eliminating these parentheses. You know, we always want to work in parentheses first, but there's nothing I can do here because these are not like terms, right? 4x and 4, you can't do anything with those. If it was 4x and 4x, you could. But let's just multiply through by 3 using the distributive property. So let's start here. 3 times 4x plus 3 times 4. Now, I'm just going to do this. This is what you would do. You're going to have 3x plus, now, this right here, 3 times 4x, 3 times 4 is 12, so I'm going to get 12x. Then 3 times plus 4 is plus 12. That's all equal to 42. Now, on the left side, I got a 3x and a 12x. So how many x's? I've got 3 of them here, and I add 12 more. I've got 15 x's. And then I'm going to add 12 to that. I get 42. Now, let's isolate the x. So I've got a multiplication and an addition. We're solving an equation, so I'm going to undo using the order of operations in reverse. I'm going to undo the addition first with a subtraction. So let's subtract 12. Now, I'm going to write what I'm doing here, but this is what's in my head, right? Subtract 12. Now, on the left side, if you subtract 12, 12 minus 12 is 0, so that's gone. So you just get the 15x. And 12 minus 12 is 0, that's gone, equals, now what do you get over here? 42 minus 12. All right, that's a 30. All right, now I've got a multiplication. Undo the multiplication with a division, so I'm going to divide by 15. That's in our head. So divide by 15, and then you get 15 divided by 15 is 1, so you just get 1x, or just x, equals, and now over here, 30 divided by 15 is 2. Now, if I did everything right, I've got the right answer. I should probably check it. Actually, can we just run a quick check? Look at this. It's not that difficult. Do it in your head. In parentheses first, right? 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. All right, so just keep that 36 in your head. 3 times 2 is 6. So 6 and 36, sure enough, is 42. So we've got it. Number 12, we want to solve for a in this equation. 3 times this fraction plus 2a is equal to 4. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here is I see a multiplication, so let's multiply. Now, here's how I see this. I see this as 3 times negative 19 over 12, and then plus 2a equals 4. Now, there's 2 things we could do here. I'm going to suggest we do one. But here's 2 things you could do. You're multiplying a whole number by a fraction. So you can multiply the whole number by the top, right? So that would look like this. 3 times negative 19, and then divide by 12. Now, 3 times 19 is 57. So I get negative 57 over 12. And then I could try to reduce that. Now notice, if you reduce it, you're trying to find a number that goes into both 57 and 12. It happens to be 3. So negative 57 divided by 3 is negative 19. 3 into 12 is 4. Okay, so I could reduce that to 19 over 4. Now, here is, I think, a better way to do it. Instead of multiplying the whole part by the top, why don't you just reduce it first? Just make a division. You can think of this like this. 3 times negative 19 all over 1 times 12. So now we've got a fraction. You always want to reduce a fraction if you can. So you're looking for a number that divides both 57 and 12. Turns out it's 3. So if I divide the top by 3, I'm back to that negative 19. If I divide the bottom by 3, I'm at 4. All right, so that 3 times up here, at the top here, that 3 times negative 19 over 12 is going to reduce to this. Problem with this is that I've got to think of a number that divides both, and maybe that's a little challenging, a little time-consuming. I think a better way to do that is to think of this right here like this. That 3 is 3 over 1. So think of it like this. 3 over 1 times negative 19 over 12. Now it's multiplication division. You can cancel. So you just start canceling. 3 into 3 is once. 3 into 12 is 4. And now what have you got? You got 1 times negative 19, which is negative 19, over 1 times 4, which is 4. And we've got it. I've got it right away, right? So I think this is the way to go. All right, so what we've done is we've done this part right here. We've done 3 times the negative 19 over 12, and we end up with negative 19 over 4. So let's write that. So it's going to be negative 19 over 4 plus 2a. That's equal to 4. This equation has fractions. So I'm going to get rid of the fractions by finding the LCD of all the numbers. I got 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. What's the least common denominator? Well, there's only one denominator, so it's 4. So the LCD is 4. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write this out. Multiply by the LCD, the least common denominator, which is 4. All right, so multiply both sides by 4. It will look like this. 4 times negative 19 over 4 plus 2a equals 4 times 4. Now this is a step that I think you can skip. I'll put it in our heads, but this is what I'm thinking. And now look what happens. You get 4 times negative 19 over 4 plus 4 times 2a equals 4 times 4. So back up here, in this equation here, when I decided to multiply by 4, I'm going to multiply by both sides by 4, but look what happens. I'm multiplying by 4. So that 4 ends up here, here, and here. It just ends up alongside every one of the original terms. All right, so when I'm at this equation right here, and I decide to multiply by 4, I can just put it alongside every single term. And now let's go from here. All right, 4 divided by 4, that is going to cancel. That's why we did it. And you get negative 19. Right, and when they cancel, you get 4 over 4 is 1. Negative 19 over 1 is negative 19. Plus, now, 4 times 2a is 8a equals 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, let's add 19. Right, so just do it. If you add 19 to the left side, negative 19 plus 19 is 0. That's gone. So you just get 8a is equal to, now, what do you get here? 16 and 19. Can you see what it is? 35. And one more step is now I'm going to divide by 8, right? Divide by that 8 right there. 8 is multiplying a, so divide by a. So that'll take us to here. Divide the left side by a, the 8's cancel, and you get a is equal to 35 over 8. And I don't think that's going to reduce. 35 and 8 have no numbers in common. So I'm going to claim that that is our answer. Problem 13 asks us to solve for a in this equation here. 2a plus a plus 2 times 3 equals 16. Now notice I've got a set of parentheses. I can't simplify inside because I've got two unlike terms, but I can multiply it by 3. Now we're used to seeing things like this. Here's what we're used to seeing. 3 parentheses a plus 2. But it doesn't have to be. Multiplication is commutative, which means you can switch the order. A plus 2 times 3, and in this problem all they've done here is put in a dot just to reinforce that it's a multiplication. So they're writing it a plus 2 dot 3. All right, so it doesn't really matter what side the 3 is on, the right side or the left side. I'm still going to distribute it to the a and to the 2. So let's see what we've got here. Let's start with our 2a plus, now what over here? 3 times the a is another 3a. And then here, 3 times 2 is 6, and it's plus 2, so it's plus 6 equals 16. Now, 2a and 3a. I've got 2 a's, I add 3 more, so I got 5 of them. 5 a's plus 6 is 16. Let's subtract the 6. So 6 minus 6 is 0. It's gone. So we'll get 5a equals, now on this side, 16 minus 6 is a 10. Okay, and now we've got just a multiplication left. So we're going to undo the multiplication, undo that multiplication with a division. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 5. So 5a over 5 is 5 over 5 is 1. So I get 1a, or just a, equals, and then the 10 divided by 5, that's a 2. Right, and if I did everything right, 2 should be the correct answer. This problem 14 asks us to solve for x in this equation. 3 plus 4 times 3 plus 3x plus 4 minus 3x is 1. Okay, let's see what happens here. I've got a set of parentheses on a multiplication. Let's take this 4 through and eliminate those parentheses. So we'll have 3. Oh, let's not do that. Let's go here. We'll get 3 plus, now, 4 times 3x. Positive 4 times positive 3x is 12x. And then positive 4 times positive 4 is 16, plus 16. Then I got that minus 3x out here. Whole thing's equal to 1. I can combine some terms. 3 plus 16 is a 19. And then 12x minus 3x is a 9x. And that's all equal to 1. And now what? I've got 19, I've got a 9x. Let's get rid of the 19 first. That's an addition, right? I've got an addition right here. Then I'll do the division. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to subtract 19. So if I subtract that 19 from the left side, it's gone. I get 9x equals, now what do you get over here? What is 1 minus 19? Okay, or 19 minus 1 is 18, but this is going to be negative, so I get negative 18. Okay, looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is eliminate this 9. I'm going to divide by 9. Divide by that 9. 9 over 9 is 1. I get 1x equals, now, negative 18 divided by 9 is negative 2. And I'm going to claim that that is the answer.